Hello, my name's Peyton Goodman, and I chose to do salaries of baseball players. The history of baseball dates back before the American Civil War. Baseball was originally called rounders, and the game was played on sandlots. According to an article written by Sean Lehman, small towns formed teams, and baseball clubs were formed in larger cities. During the Civil War, it caused baseball clubs to drop dramatically. While the soldiers were traveling, they spread word around about the game of baseball. With the war coming to an end, there were more people playing baseball than they ever had before. To make money to travel and play baseball, teams would charge admissions to games. They also had to seek out donations, causing winning to become very important. In 1871, the first professional baseball league was born. Even though the beginning of baseball, players were secretly paid, some were given jobs by sponsors. Over the year, with baseball expanding, the players were happy to have more jobs. Salaries remained stagnant for many years, but with the help of the union, the players fighting, their salaries raised tremendously. The union's progress under director Marvin Miller, he paved the way for giant contracts baseball players get today. In Tincher leading the MLBPA, Miller helped raise salaries from $19,000 to $326,000 and established the union's right to collective bargaining agreements with the leagues and in the sports acquainted reserve clause to usher in free agencies for players. And then that leads into the question, do the baseball players have salary caps, which is no. If every sport rewarded their players the same way baseball does, LeBron James, who is a basketball player, would certainly have the largest contract of any athlete. Unlike the Major League Baseball, the NBA has a salary cap and limits their contracts. The MLB has a luxury tax for teams with huge payrolls, but the threshold is so high it wouldn't affect them. Anyone soon, like the big market clubs like the Yankees and Dodgers, who are routinely willing to blow past that threshold to sign marquee free agents. In 2015, the highest paid baseball player was 27-year-old Curtin Clayshaw, 32-year-old Jon Lester, and 33-year-old Justin Verlander, and they are all three pitchers. With endorsements such as Muscle Milk, Rawlings, Under Armour, and Wilson, it pushed Clayton Kershaw to the top, with some total expected earnings of $31.2 million for the year. Jon Lester signed a $155 million deal with the Cubs, and it included a $30 million signing bonus with half due in April. From 2018 to 2020, he will earn the last of the $15 million. When Lester was traded from Boston to Oakland, he left behind local endorsements but earned an estimated $400,000 last year from sponsors and should at least match that in Chicago. With retirement of Derek Jeter, who played for the New York Yankees, was pulling in $9 million a year just from sponsors alone, twice as much as any other player in the game. Baseball players have access to local deals, but there are a few baseball players that resonate across the U.S. and can secure national ad campaigns that paid mid-six figures. With the question in mind, how hard do baseball players work for their money? The Major League Baseball players have a schedule of 162 games over 180 days. They rarely have off days to film TV ads or pose for print campaigns for five-figure payouts. Some of the 18 non-game days are travel days. Although they may be a lot on the go, they physically do not harm themselves as much as if they were a football player or a boxer. The main set of injuries of a baseball player sustains is their elbow, hip, arm, foot, shoulder, wrist, and knee. These are all operable and do not affect the brain activity. Even though it could potentially end their career, it is not as life-threatening as a head injury. In conclusion, the amount of money baseball players make is contrary to how much they work for it. Traveling and playing baseball games may be hard and tiring, but having to be away from family, but it should be fun and not a hard job. As the years progress, baseball players continue to have their salaries increase. Some players can be thought of as heroes and are often role models for younger children. Even though baseball is a fun activity to go out and do as a family, in all reality, the players are very much overpaid.